Hi everyone, today is the day. It's the day I've been waiting for quite a long time. All of my fellow gardeners will understand. It's finally beautiful springtime weather. The temperatures have stabilized, so it's safe to plant seeds outside. I'm also going to be up potting my tomato seedlings and my pepper seedlings to get them ready to harden off and also plant in the next couple of weeks. So come along with me. It's going to be just kind of a casual little documentary of the process, and I hope you enjoy it. Another thing I'd like to say is I am definitely still a beginner gardener, so I welcome any sort of advice or feedback you may have that may help me with my journey. There are so many incredible contributors on here, and I've learned so much already in the past year. So feel free to comment and chime in. I'd love to hear from you. Behold my tomato and pepper seedlings. Up here on the top left, we have sweet Italian peppers. And then on the bottom left are sun gold cherry tomatoes. And then the entire right side are all sweet million tomatoes. So I have been trying to thin them out a little bit. I'm gonna put the tomato seedlings into larger 3-inch pots before I harden them off and transplant them. And then I'm gonna put the peppers into some smaller plastic containers. So I'm using these pots, and supposedly the water is supposed to go through. Supposedly you can actually just transplant these into the soil and they disintegrate, but I don't really believe that. So I've poked some holes in the bottom just for extra drainage and circulation. I have some nice juicy potting soil over here. Fill this up a little bit. And I'm going to make a deep well here because I want to be able to kind of cover as much of the tomato stem as possible to give it extra support, and then to also help encourage the little baby roots along the stem to turn into more stronger roots. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this off here and dunk this as deep down as I can. Push it down, support it like that. A bunch of extra soil in here to really help support the stem so that it can get strong. Go. So it'll stay like this for another couple of weeks. I planted these March 31st. So I'm going to give them another week or so inside under the grow lights, and then eventually gradually harden them off and then transplant them to their forever homes. Here are all the seedlings up potted. We have the tomatoes on the front and on the right, the peppers on the top left, and I had a couple of tomato seedlings left over that looked pretty good, and I ran out of these little pots, and so I decided to do an experiment. I have these extra pots, and I am going to just plant them in the pots and put them in the greenhouse and just see what happens. If they survive, great. If they don't, it'll be a lesson learned, but either way, I will have at least tried to not waste any precious tomato seedlings. Here is my little cherry tomato grove. So the little ones are the seedlings that I'm experimenting with, and these other two are the ones that were donated to me by my sister-in-law. This one's looking a little sad. this one back here is doing pretty well. Got a bunch of flowers and buds coming up, so we will monitor those. She didn't think they were going to produce anything else, but these were also on a not always very sunny balcony in San Francisco. So very different climate out here, and maybe they're springing back into action. So when I started earlier today, I had grand plans to get everything done, and of course all I was able to do was pot up the seedlings. So I will do a part 2 to this video this weekend, and we'll show you all the progress in the greenhouse.